दृष्टुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्. Dear students, we have discussed the matter may exist in two states, as elementary state and combined state. In the elementary state, it exists as element, and in the combined state, it exists as a compound. So defining element, I told you the element is defined as the simplest form of matter which cannot exist in still simpler form. This element may be a solid, may be a liquid, may be a gas, and the element exists in as a particle state, as an atom, or it may exist as a molecule. So we have say that the element exists as it may exist as an atom, and it may exist as a molecule. And this molecule of element is called as elementary molecule. Elementary molecule. Now we will define, if we know what is atom, then we will come to what is a molecule. So what is this atom? This atom was for the first time was proposed in the year 1805 by John Dalton. The scientist is John Dalton. He was the first to propose a definition for the atom. So he is called the father of this atomic chemistry or atomic science, they call it. He is the person, he proposed a definition. What is that atom? The element exists in atomic state. Then what is that atom? So he says the atom is the smallest particle of an element, smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist freely but cannot be further subdivided. So it cannot be subdivided. It may exist freely or may not exist freely, and it is the smallest particle of an element. So the element exists as a smallest particle. And that means a still smaller particle than the atom is not there in the world. It is a thought. He has not seen anything. But he proposed this matter which exists in the elementary state. It consists of the atom as the particle. Then what is this? Why call the particle? Now because then by telling one thing particle, it tells many things. Particle means it will have a mass. It have a volume. It will have a state of inertia. Means if it is in rest, it will be under rest. If it is moving, it will be moving. So it has three properties. It has some mass. Means it contains what that atom contains. The atom contains the matter of the element. Oxygen atom means it contains oxygen. Hydrogen atom means contains hydrogen. Chlorine atom contains chlorine. So it contains the matter of the element. It has some mass, it will have some volume, and it will have a state of inertia. And that may exist freely and may not exist freely. Means we may isolate an atom, we may not also isolate an atom. But one thing is very certain, atom cannot be further subdivided. There are half of atom, 1/4 of atom, will not be possible. That is called atomic existence. That is called what is atomic existence. It will not exist free. It may exist freely, may not exist freely, but cannot be further subdivided. This, for example, what I am. If somebody will tell me that my existence is an atomic existence, I have an atomic existence, means what? I cannot be further subdivided. I have 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 eyes, then nose also 2 parts are there. Then one may say, sir, we will divide you. You are teaching us chemistry. 2 friends, I will take half of you and I will take half of you. At home, you will stay in 2 homes and teach us. Okay, you try. Now, if they will cut me, they will cut me in 2 equal halves. But I will not exist. Why? I do not have 2 hearts and I do not have 2 livers. I have 2 kidneys. I have 2 lungs, but I have one liver and I have only 1 heart. Unitary existence. I cannot be further subdivided. So every human being is an atomic existence in elementary state. If somebody will ask me in chemical language, sir, you explain yourself, I'll say, I am existing in atomic state and in an elementary state. My elementary existence, I am an elementary existence, means I cannot exist in still simpler form. Then I am existing and I am also an atomic state, but I cannot be further subdivided, and I have my own property, that is my elementary property, that is my basic property. In different conditions, I may exhibit different characters, I may exhibit, but my basic character will not change. That is called atomic existence of a human being. And a human being exists in elementary state and an atomic existence. So now this is called atom cannot be further. So to characterize an atom, to characterize an atom, he proposed a theory in their same year called as Dalton's atomic theory. He proposed to characterize an atom, proposed a theory called as Dalton's atomic theory. What are the fundamental postulates of Dalton's atomic theory? The number 1, atom is the smallest particle of an element may or may not exist freely. It may exist freely or may not, but is the smallest particle. Second, he says atom cannot be further subdivided. Cannot be further subdivided. Third thing he proposed, atom of like elements are alike in all respects. In all respects means oxygen in India, the same oxygen atom in America, the same oxygen atom in Africa, or anywhere in the world if you go, the atom of like elements are alike in all respects. Fourth, he says atom of different elements are different in their properties. If you take oxygen is a gas, nitrogen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas. Hydrogen is combustible. Oxygen is supporter of combustion. whereas nitrogen is neither combustible nor supporter of combustion, because nitrogen atom is not combustible, not supporting combustion. Oxygen atom is supporting combustion. Hydrogen atom is combustible. So that is the thing he says. They like elements, the atoms of different elements are different in their properties. So the atom, next he says the atom is responsible. The atom is responsible for all physical and chemical properties of the element. Atom is responsible for all physical and chemical properties of the element. Means every property of an element. Hydrogen is combustible, hydrogen gas is combustible because the hydrogen atom is combustible. Oxygen is supporter of combustion because oxygen atom is supporter of combustion. So every property of an element begins from where? From the atom. Whatever property an element exhibits, that is because of its atomic property. So an element is defined by its atom, just like a country by its citizen. It's the citizen is the atomic existence of the country. Every citizen is an atomic existence of the nation. If all that citizen is truthful, then people will know the country is truthful. And if he is honest, then country is honest. And if he is a hypocrite, then say the whole country must be like that. Like that this. For example, children, if they are orange, if I give an orange, suppose somebody asks me, Bhaiya, what is the taste of orange? Then he'll give the orange to me. What will I do? I will not take the entire orange to put my mouth. What I will do, I'll take the orange, open its cover. The orange cover, I will throw it. Then white tissues are there, I will throw them. Then I will open it. I will get a small piece. 9-10 pieces are there. I will take one piece. Then I will open it. And then small seeds are there. I will take one seed and press it. If that is sweet, then entire orange is sweet. And if that is bitter, the entire orange is bitter. If that is sour, the entire orange is sour. Somebody will say, sir, you have not tested all the thing and you are telling only one thing you have tested and told. Yes, that is the chemistry has taught me. Because all the properties of an element, they begin from the atom. Atom is responsible for all physical and chemical properties of the element. If the orange will be sweet, then the smallest possible droplet of liquid present in the smallest seed of that orange, if that is sweet, then entire orange is sweet. And if that is sour, the entire orange is sour. Children, that is called the chemistry of the orange. That is how, that is the atomic way you are explaining it. The atom is responsible for. If somebody will put me, sir, all these 5 properties, you know what the Dalton has told in Dalton's atomic theory. Can you put it in one sentence? If somebody will tell me, yes, we can put it in one sentence. Say all the 5, if we tell in one sentence, if I want to tell everything in one sentence, all elementary properties of an element, all elementary properties of an element are atomic in nature. Whatever basic property an element is, elementary property means the basic property. Whatever the basic property, inherent property, whatever inherent property is there in the element, they begin from where? Atom, atomic nature. So according to Dalton's atomic theory, every human being is an atomic existence in elementary state. Every human being is in atomic existence in elementary state, because I cannot exist in still simpler form than I am exhibiting, and I cannot be further subdivided. I may exist freely, I may not also exist freely. I am with my family. Without family I cannot be there. With family I can be there, without family also I can be there. So both the things can be possible. So every human being is in atomic state, elementary existence. It exists in atomic state in an elementary state. So exactly all elementary properties of element are atomic in nature. Then what is the dimension of atom? The atomic diameter is about 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. That is 1 angstrom unit. It is about 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. 1 angstrom A0, that is you have read in school, 1 angstrom, it is 1 angstrom unit is the so small. Our eye with microscope can see up to 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter. And so think about Dalton. He had an imagination that the element is existing as a particle, and that particle is an atom, and whose dimension will be around 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. And what it contains? It contains the matter. The material of the matter is present in the atom, hence is exhibiting the properties of the element, or the elementary properties that begin with the atom. Now this is what is atom. Now we'll come to molecule. So this atom concept came in 1805, and the atom, the molecule concept came a little later, that is towards 1813. So that is was proposed by Avogadro. This molecule concept was proposed by molecule. So what is that? It is a molecule of an element. So the molecule is defined as the smallest particle of a substance which has free existence. Which has free existence. It is again the smallest particle. It is again the smallest particle of a substance. You see, of a substance. I am using word here substance, means it may be a particle of a smallest element, may be also of a compound. We have seen a combined state compound exists as a molecule. So it can be a molecule of a compound, it can be a molecule of an element, hence this is called a substance which has a free existence. The molecule has a free existence. It has a free existence. Earlier they thought atoms of same element or different element combine to form a compound atom. They were thinking that it may compound atom, but then this compound atom, when the word compound atom, then that word could not explain the theme. When the moment you say compound atom, means what? It will not have, many things will be there in a compound. Then how, suppose the water is a compound atom, they were telling that water is a compound atom. When two atoms of hydrogen combine with one atom of oxygen, they form a compound atom of water. But what happened then? Hydrogen is there, oxygen is there. Atom, what is atom is exhibiting the properties of the element? So it should explain, it should give combustibility, it should be combustible, it should be supporter of combustion, but it's not combustible nor supporter of combustion. That means atom word should not be there. The moment atom word there means elementary property comes. So it is not exhibiting elementary properties. So they say no, compound atom is not the proper word. Let us give another new word. And the new word was proposed by Avogadro, and he used the word, he replaced the word compound atom by another word that is called molecule. The molecule is the smallest particle of a substance. It may be a molecule of an element, it may be a molecule of a compound. But then how this molecule? Now atoms of same element combine to form the molecule of an element. So the atoms of same element combine to form an elementary molecule. Elementary molecule. So how this? Now all elementary molecules, all elementary gas molecules are diatomic. That means those elements which exist in gaseous state, their molecules have two atoms. So hydrogen is an element, so hydrogen molecule contains two atoms, we write H2. Nitrogen is an element, so nitrogen molecule contains two elements, two atoms, N2. Oxygen is an element, so oxygen molecule contains O2. Fluorine is a gas, so its molecule will have F2. Chlorine is an element, gaseous element, so it will occur Cl2. Bromine also exists as gas, so its molecule will has Br2. Iodine exists as gas, so its molecule will contain as I2. So all elementary gas molecules are diatomic. They are called elementary molecule. They are elementary molecule. So now, this is what is called molecule. So any molecule of elementary molecule also exhibits the elementary properties. The elementary molecule exhibits elementary properties. Whatever properties an element exhibit, those properties will be also there in the elementary molecule. Now we will come to the existence of the matter as a compound, and that compound exists as a molecule. So let's come, we'll get acquainted word a compound. Children, all these things you have read in your school, they have been taught to you. But what happens, there you have studied in your regional language. Now I want to explain you those words in English and what is the meaning of that word, that I am impressing upon you what actually it means. What is this? There they have told compound, jogika vastu, molika vastu. They call the element as a molika vastu, and they call the compound as jogika vastu. Vastu is matter, so jogika vastu, molika vastu. So jogika and molika state. So jogika means what? More than one are there, that is called jogika. And molika means one is called molika. Molika gyan we will call it. Molika gyan we will call it. Basic knowledge. Molika gyan, we are using the word molika gyan, basic knowledge. So here now we will come to the, what is the word? Use the word compound. Now one word, just explaining before you the chemistry compound. Let me come, you are in a school, your school has a compound wall. See, the compound wall is there. You have a compound wall. Now you have read in grammar, compound sentence. I was going, simple sentence. He was coming, simple sentence. Then I want to tell both the things. I say, when I was going to my college, he was coming from the college to his home. So this becomes a compound sentence. When I was going to my college, when I have used here a when adverb word I used. When I was going time, the time I am explaining. When I was going to college, he was coming from the college to his home. Two sentences. So this is a compound sentence. This is a compound sentence. So means what? Two or more than two things when expressed existing as one, that is called a compound. Compound wall, you have four walls, east, west, north, south, we have four directions. So we have east side you have a wall, north side you have a wall, west side you have a wall, south side you have a wall, and all the walls are joined. Now that becomes a compound wall. So that compound wall is not a east wall, not a west wall, not a north wall, not a south wall. So the wall in the north side is a north side wall. The wall in the south side is a south side wall. The east side wall, west side wall. But the whole wall, when they combine, they form a compound. And that wall is called as a compound wall. Exactly same thing in what? In chemistry, we are using the word compound. I borrowed from the word English language to explain a phenomenon existing in our subject. So what is a compound? Atoms of two or more than two elements combine in a definite proportion to form a molecule of a compound. So you have atoms of two or more than two elements combine in a definite proportion. They will not combine indefinitely to form a molecule, means a smallest particle, and that particle will be a particle of compound, not of the elements. So two or more than two elements. Two elements, atoms of two elements may combine. Atoms of more than two elements may also combine. They form a molecule. That they form a new particle. They form what? Another new particle. That particle will exist freely, will not have the properties of the element, will have the properties of whom? The substance it formed and that compound. For example, we say two atoms of hydrogen. Two atoms of hydrogen combine with one atom of oxygen to form a molecule of water. So this water is a compound. This water is a compound. And this hydrogen, this is two atoms, and these are atom. Two atoms of hydrogen are combining with one atom of oxygen compound. Now if you want four atoms of hydrogen and five atoms of oxygen, then they will not come. Only two atoms will combine with one atom. If you say similarly, one atom of carbon combine with two atoms of oxygen to form a compound molecule of carbon dioxide, or one atom of nitrogen will combine with three atoms of hydrogen to form a molecule of ammonia, or two atoms of hydrogen will combine with one atom of sulfur with four atoms of oxygen to form a molecule of sulfuric acid. What is this hydrogen? Is a gas. What is this sulfur? Is a solid. What is this? Oxygen is a gas, but what is sulfuric acid? Is a liquid. What is hydrogen? Colorless. What is oxygen? Colorless. What is sulfur? Sulfur is yellow, and you will have sulfuric acid is a colorless liquid. Now what is carbon? Is a solid. What is oxygen? Is a gas, but carbon dioxide is a gas. What is carbon? Is black. What is oxygen? Is a colorless, but carbon dioxide is colorless. What is carbon? Is combustible. What is oxygen? Supporter of combustion. And what is carbon dioxide? A fire extinguisher, neither combustible nor supporter of combustion. So what we mean to say, when atoms of different element, they combine to form a molecule of a compound, they lose their atomic properties or they lose their elementary properties. So what conclusion we will make from this? Atoms of different element combine in definite proportion to form a molecule of the compound. Molecule of the compound. In the molecule of the compound, in the molecule of the compound, the atom of the elements do not exist in atomic state, do not exist in their elementary state. They do not exist in elementary state. So they lose their elementary properties. They lose their elementary properties. The molecule of the compound, the molecule of the compound exhibits the properties of the compound. Properties of the compound which are different, from the elementary properties, which are different from elementary properties. Why? Now because the elements are not existing as atom, they exist as a molecule. Say then who exhibits the elementary property? Atom exhibits the elementary property. But in the molecule, it is not the carbon atom, it is not the oxygen atom, it is a carbon dioxide molecule. In a carbon dioxide molecule. In ammonia, nitrogen is there, hydrogen is there, but it exists as ammonia, not as nitrogen, not as hydrogen. In ammonia, nitrogen loses its elementary property, hydrogen loses an elementary property. If you come to sulfuric acid, hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen are there. 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur, 4 atoms of oxygen. But there is no elementary property. So, because why? They are not in atomic state, they are in a molecular state. When they become a molecule, they do not exhibit the molecular state. When a daughter gets married, goes to his father-in-law's place, nothing, no change in her, no change in her. She is as like as, but she exhibits different properties. She exhibits different character there, because she is no more a daughter, she is a daughter-in-law. When the daughter gets married, becomes daughter-in-law, at that time the daughter-in-law, says a daughter, she is not existing the character of a daughter, the behavior of a daughter. If you expect from the daughter, it is you will not get. She will be definitely exhibiting different behavior to others. That is the daughter. She becomes daughter-in-law. Exactly when the atoms they combine, they form a molecule of the compound. They lose their elementary properties because they are not there in atomic state. They are in a molecular state. So atom and molecule. So next class we will be discussing about what is atomic mass, what is molecular mass. These are the languages I will teach you. First in 3-4 classes I will teach you the language of chemistry, because I want to impress upon you the meaning of the words which we will be very frequently using while teaching you chemistry or understanding the chemistry. So I am teaching you in basic concept of chemistry. The most important thing is the language of chemistry that you will be dealing with. Thank you so much, and subscribe our channel, and you can find when we will upload the next class, we will be getting the notification in you.